Bill 98. The motion is to not concur. And would you like to, who would like to quickly describe what's happening here? Is it Matt's? Okay, okay.
This is House Bill 98. Do you
want this now?
Sure. So effectively, the Senate had removed all the amendments put on by the House, returning the bill to the first reader version. So the motion not to concur would just to maintain the House reader version of the bill. The bill as passed by the House.
Remind me what subcommittee it was.
This was in Housing and Real Property.
Okay, so the motion is to not concur. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? We move not to concur. And the conference committee will be Holmes. I'm going to write this slowly and carefully, because future generations will wonder if I have a disease if I don't. Okay, so we have Holmes, and I'm going to say Mary Lehman, and what nice Republican do we have here? I'm going to put Terry Baker on there. There we go. All right, so if everything goes badly, we'll, when Aaron's comes to complain to me, I'll just say it's Terry Baker's fault. So, okay, okay, concurrence. Okay, come on. Okay, next is House Bill 761, Delegate Heinbaugh. 671. The motion is to concur. The amendments conform the bill to Senate Bill 524, which we voted favorably. The amendments limit the live streaming component of the bill to live video streaming. So that's the Garrett County Board of County Commissioners meetings bill. So we're conforming to the House, to the Senate bill. Motion is to concur. Any discussion on that? Okay, all those in favor of concurring in the Senate amendment signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. Okay, we concur. Next, House Bill 104. This is the Delegate Solomon Municipalities Charter Amendments Notice. Motion is to concur. The amendment alters from 4 weeks to 40 days the amount of time an amendment must be posted in a public place immediately before a charter amendment referendum is held. It aligns the bill with Senate Bill 157. Motion is to concur.
Second.
Any discussion on this? Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? We move to concur. Great. Okay, next. We don't have anything on here. Where is it? Oh, it's to not, well, it's to concur. Okay, all right. All right, great. So this is House Bill 9. This is Delegate Ruth's Equity and Transportation Sector Analysis. It looks like a technical amendment. Yes. Technical amendment. Motions to concur. Okay. So all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? We move to concur. Okay, House Bill 253, motion is to concur. This is the Shetty, Siliberti, Foley, Holmes Environment On-Farm Composting Permit Exemption. Motion is to concur. The amendment clarifies terminology, adds language requiring certain notice, and it sounds pretty technical to me.
It's conforming to the Senate Bill 262.
Right, and it's conforming to the Senate bill. Motion is to concur.
Second.
Any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. We concur. Okay. Whoops. Here we go. All right. This is House Bill 32, Delegate Charkoudian, Maryland Food Resiliency Council. The motion is to not concur in the Senate amendments. The Senate strikes language, would have struck language that would have added a They took out the seafood. They took out the seafood person, so we don't like that. So the motion is to not concur. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. We do not concur. And so as a result, this is yours, Vaughn, isn't it? Okay, so, Stuart is going to be the chair, and we are going to have, where is he? Okay. Yeah, Ryan Naraki is going to be on there. No, Rocky. And, oh, she's not here, Deborah Davis. Yes. That's, okay, we move not to concur. No prisoners, right. That's right. He's going to be the Attila the Hun of the... Okay, House Bill 874, Stuart Hornberger, Love Moon, the Office of the Attorney General, Natural Crimes Unit Establishment. We move to concur. The Senate amendments makes clarifying changes to the ENT adopted, same amendments on the Senate bills. The motion is to concur. Any discussion? Okay, all those in favor of concurring signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. We concur. Is that it?
Yes.
Okay. So next, let's go to Senate Bill 100. Who's got that?
Senate Bill 10.
Oh, there's only 1 0 there. Okay, Senate Bill 10. Boyce.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. SB 10 extends the requirement that DNR make available and issue certain licenses and stamps in a digital or electronic format to apply to all licenses, stamps, permits, registration, and certificates issued by DNR with specified exceptions. Straight favorable. Move the bill.
Okay, any discussion on the straight favorable? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. Delegate Davis is not here, and Guyton has an excused absence. So there we go. Okay, Senate Bill 823. Who's got that?
Me as well.
Yep.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Subcommittee recommendation is favorable with amendments. As amended, SB 823 requires DNR to provide a discount of at least $40 on annual state park passes for all first responders and law enforcement officers who are Maryland residents. Subcommittee amendment changes the effective date to June 1st, 2023. Move the amendment.
Second.
Any discussion on the amendment? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The bill is before us is amended. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion on the bill as amended? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, it's unanimous among those present. 9/11. 9/11.
I know. SB 911, subcommittee is a straight, recommendation straight favorable. SB 911 authorizes DNR to issue an annual recreational fishing license exemption to a governmental entity or a nonprofit organization to provide fishing clinics and instructional opportunities to specified individuals, allowing the individuals to participate in clinics and instructional opportunities without being licensed. Move the favorable bill.
Any discussion on the favorable motion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? It's unanimous among everyone present. Senate Bill 371. There we go.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senate Bill 371 is a bill that defines commercial use for the city of Baltimore. There are no amendments. It's a straight favorable, Mr. Chair.
Second.
Okay, any discussion on this bill? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill passes unanimous among those present. House Bill 338, which is the cross file.
That is correct, Mr. Chair. House Bill 338 is a straight favorable as well, Mr. Chair. Move favorable.
Okay, any discussion on House Bill 338? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries, unanimous among those present. Senate Bill 579, that's you.
Thank you,
Mark.
Mr. Chair. House Bill 579 has amendment, is favorable with amendments. As amended, the committee amendments the amendment alters the definition of residential property so that spit it out, Marvin, so that it all applies to residential property regardless of the number of units by which the property is improved, and clarifies the bill applies to units in a condominium cooperative housing corporation. Move the amendments, Mr. Chair.
Okay, any discussion on the amendments? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have it. The
Move
ayes
the bill
have
as
it.
amended, Mr. Chair.
And there's a second. Okay, on House Bill 728.
Senate Bill. Senate Bill 579.
Oh, I'm sorry, this is 579,
Yes,
sorry. I checked off the wrong thing. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? It carries unanimous among those present. House Bill 728.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. House Bill 728 is amended to match exactly what was just voted upon, Senate Bill 579. Move the amendments, Mr. Chair.
Any discussion on the conforming amendments? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, no. The ayes seem to have
Move
it.
the
The
bill
ayes
as
have it.
amended, Mr. Chair.
And there's a second. Any discussion on the bill as amended? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries unanimous among those present. Senate Bill 390, Delegate Boyce.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. This bill is certainly the cross-file of the bill we've already heard, HB 325. While they cross over in slightly different versions, the Senate bill is the version preferred not only by the sponsors but the stakeholders. The bill includes language to ensure animal shelters are licensed by the board to administer rabies vaccination. No amendments. Move favorable.
On the straight favorable, any discussion? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Delegate Otto is opposed. Delegate Naraki is opposed. Delegate Baker is opposed. Everyone else prefers not to kick dogs in the face. No, just joking. And there's no abstentions. The bill, what is it? It's 19-3. Okay, the bill passes. Senate Bill 718, Vice Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This departmental bill increases the time frame within which MDE must make certain determinations related to the voluntary cleanup program. It also modifies provisions relating to the recordation of determinations and certificates of completion. Motion is favorable, no amendments.
Second.
Any discussion on this bill? Seeing none, we'll proceed to, yes, Delegate Jacobs.
Mr. Vice Chairman Stein, you say there were no amendments?
That's correct.
Because I know NAIOP in the testimony was asking for clarifying language, amendments.
Per Kristen, that was on the Senate side, so the Senate bill reflects their amendments.
So they got put in the Senate?
Yes,
Okay. Thank you.
yes.
Okay. Were those amendments?
Not,
Or is it straight?
they were included in the bill.
Okay, so this is straight favorable. I just forgot. Okay. On the bill, all those in favor of the favorable motion signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries unanimous among those present. Senate Bill 836, Plant Racism.
Rare. Indeed, Mr. Chair, indeed. This bill is a cross-file to HB 950, which we passed out. There are some technical changes, so it's going to be favorable with amendments. It's in a slightly different form from the Senate bill, but this bill needs technical amendments to conform to the House bill, and also there's a technical amendment to clarify that the program begins in fiscal year 2025. Move the amendments.
Any discussion on those amendments? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote on the amendments. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The ayes seem to have it. The ayes have it. The amendment carries. On the bill as amended, is there a second? Okay, any discussion on the amended bill? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries, unanimous among everyone present. House Bill 517, Delegate Stewart.
Thank you, Mr.
Senate
Chairman.
Bill 517, pardon me.
Yes, the subcommittee recommendation is straight favorable. Y'all may remember this one is something that bitterly divided some of our friends in Cecil County. The Senate has done good work on it and has managed to find a consensus product, and we're just going to pass the straight favorable, or at least the subcommittee's recommendation is to pass the straight favorable on the Senate bill. As amended, SB 517, which is an emergency bill, makes a few changes related to the establishment of the Port of Deposit State Historical Park. Namely, number one, it changes the date by which the Bainbridge Development Corporation must transfer the property to DNR for the park from June 2023 to June 2025, and it authorizes funding for an archaeological survey and soil study. The Senate actually found some funds, some money for this, and appropriations approved it. So move the bill.
I guess this falls in the category of a blind pig occasionally finds an acorn. Okay.
I have a lot of bills pending over in the Senate, Mr. Chairman. So I'm not sure I'm in a
right.
position to agree.
We'll just edit that out of the, okay, so was this a straight favorable? Okay, straight favorable. Delegate Ruth.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So just to clarify, this is still moving forward with the Port Deposit Park. Is that?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's correct. The original bill had a shall to may change that you may remember that would have actually made it possible for the park to not come to be created because there would be no mandate. This bill keeps the shall in. It just moves the effective date back 2 years, in which time they're going to use this money that the Senate found for them to study the issue some more. But if nothing else changes, that property will have to be transferred to DNR just in 2025.
Okay. So, on the straight favorable, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill passes unanimously among those present. Senate Bill 705, Delegate Love.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senate Bill 705 is a departmental bill. It prohibits the MVA from charging a fee for the issuance of a new certificate of title to a surviving spouse when the spouse was not listed as a joint owner on the vehicle. It is a straight favorable.
Any discussion on this bill? Seeing none, we'll proceed to a vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? The bill carries unanimously among those present. Senate Bill 709, Love.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Senate Bill 709 is also a departmental bill. It extends the term of a commercial driver's instruction permit from 180 days to 1 year. The bill also exempts a holder of a commercial driver's license, CDL, who applies for a renewal from the requirement to pass a vision test if the individual has a current federal certificate of physical examination on file with MVA. Move the bill straight favorable.
Second.
Any discussion on the last bill on the schedule? And if, in that case, we'll vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Bill passes unanimous among those present. Hey, announcements before we break up here? Delegate Stewart.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, we may have one more bill in LUE, and we therefore may have one more subcommittee meeting, so just stay tuned for that announcement. More importantly, I do have a moment in history.
A moment in history.
Yes. So it has been 32 years, Mr. Chairman, since one of our colleagues was quoted as a freshman legislator in the Daily Times talking about what it was like being a freshman in their first legislative session, nearing the end, as we are now, to a legislative session. This legislator was quoted first as saying, "I haven't really had the opportunity to make any mistakes on a grand scale, so perhaps you should ask me next year after I have introduced legislation." This legislator also had some nice truisms, including this little one. Frequently, there is legislation that just seems obviously correct to me, but because of various political interests from around the state, it's just doomed. But perhaps the most impactful and relevant truism that this legislator was quoted as, by the way, this is the chairman that I'm speaking of. He says that, the bills that we have are not always exciting. In fact, they're often very boring. But we have a real impact for people who work in all these different issues and industries, and it's our duty to deal with these things in the best way we can. And maybe that's the best way to conclude it. If everyone can give it up for the chairman. 32 years.
Where was this quoted from?
The Daily Times? This is Salisbury.
Oh, you got, Salisbury. Oh, you got to email this to me.
I will, yeah. They interviewed all the delegates, but
Yeah.
they most prominently used your quotes for
Yeah, well, yeah. The most outrageous thing is going to get quoted. I learned, when I became majority leader, I was just a shameless quote machine. And then I became the chairman of this committee, and I said, yeah, I can't do that. All my members' bills will die, so I can't do that anymore. Anyway, okay, unless there are any other announcements, we're adjourned, and if you're going to the Speakers Society, I'll see you down. What? Oh, you've got it. Okay, go ahead.
Stay tuned for an environmental subcommittee meeting sometime tomorrow. So,
Anyone else? Are we off the air? Okay, we're off the air. Okay.
Let me go under things well, so I want a straight share. So I went to the local John Deere dealer and